When the Vatican issued that decree saying, let Father Frank do his work, we find nothing wrong in what he's doing, Bishop Zurich called me on the phone. I saw the decree of the Vatican, he said. I'm restoring your faculties. You have full permission to travel, preach, broadcast, and just as you've been doing, lead priests for life. Okay. He called EWTN also and told them you can let Father Frank continue broadcasting on the network. Taylor, 1 week later, he calls me into his office and completely reverses his position. Says I can't travel, can't preach, can't even celebrate Mass, can't do the work that I do. And I said, why? He didn't give any reason. Then he writes me a note and he says, oh, well, the reason is Archbishop Celso Morga, at that time, Secretary of the Congregation for Clergy, said to me most emphatically, and you can see this email on that website, that I cannot restore you to your pro-life work until the Vatican does a visitation of Priests for Life. Now, a visitation is not a negative thing. It's a helpful thing. So we welcome the visitation. That was the report I referred to earlier when they said our finances were all in good order. So we did the visitation. But when he said that to me, I said, okay, I'm going to go see Archbishop Celso Morga and ask him if this is true, because this was not the message I was getting from Rome. I flew across the ocean. I sat down with Archbishop Morga, and I said to him, Your Excellency, I have flown across the ocean to ask you one question. Did you tell Bishop Zurich that he could not restore my permission to do this work until the visitation was over? Taylor, here's what he said, and this is also confirmed in writing on that website. Archbishop Celso Morga said to me, no, I did not tell him that. What I told him was, and I'll say this in Italian for those who know Italian, che sia generoso in giving you permission to do your work, that he be generous in giving you permission to do his work. I acknowledge that the need to be obedient to one's bishop, but I also object to the abuse of authority.
How can you obey if he's not obeying what's coming down from above him?
That's right.
He's not obeying. So there's things flowing downhill from Rome to you, and he's not obeying or confusing or clouding these communications.
Yes.
So in reality, you're saying, I am obeying. I'm obeying the higher authority in this situation.
Exactly.
You're the one that's either lying, deceiving, or you can't read or interpret English or Italian.
Either one of those, yeah. And I don't know which one of those it is, but in a sense, it's irrelevant because either one of those situations is pretty bad for the priest.